Hello everyone, here we're going to discuss how to set up our software for the class. We'll start off with the most important one, Unity. You will go to unity.com/download, where you'll be able to download a version of Unity. Once your version is downloaded, proceed to the exe file. I have mine ready on the desktop. Agree. Choose where you're going to install it. Once you have it installed, you'll be presented with the Unity screen. I already have mine installed and set up with several projects. However, the first thing it will pop up for you to do is install a version of Unity. This is actually Unity itself. This is a hub that will let you select different projects and different versions of Unity. When you are selecting the Unity, you can select the newest LTS. LTS stands for long-term service. Usually you should choose the one on the top. Currently it's 2022.3.36 F1. Whatever the newest one is, use that one. You can also use the trial one, but I would suggest using the LTS because that's the most stable. Once you select an LTS to download, it's going to take a little bit of time. They're around 5 to 6 gigabytes. Next thing you'll have to do is you'll have to log into your account. Once you're logged in, you will have to manage your license. When adding a license, you will get to choose the free one. Using the free license allows you to use Unity as long as you don't make over $100,000. So everyone can use it. You just have to be signed into it to use the actual license. Once you do all that, you'll be set up with Unity. You'll be able to add projects to open them up. Here's all the projects I currently have on my computer. If you double click on it, it'll get added onto here and immediately opened up for you to use. Next, let's talk about Visual Studio. We will be using Visual Studio 2022. We will not use Visual Studio Code. Make sure you download this one. Download the community version of Visual Studio. Once you have it downloaded, you can double click on here to install. When you click on the exe file, you will be presented with the Visual Studio installer. This is a method of which controls the version of Visual Studio you currently have. While it's being installed, you'll be asked to choose any add-ons you want to have in the Visual Studio. There's a lot of things you can choose, but we will scroll and we'll make sure that we select the game development with Unity. Installing that will allow us to connect to Unity and Visual Studio directly. And once it's ready, you can click to launch. You'll be presented with a screen that allows you to open up different scripts. Visual Studio is something similar to that of Microsoft Word, but instead of checking for grammatical syntax, it checks for whatever programming language syntax you're doing. So in this case, we're going to be using C# to program our games. Lastly, you will need to download GitHub Desktop. GitHub Desktop will allow us to download the project files and update them. Think of it as Google Docs that is made specifically for programming and project design. When you have it downloaded, you can just double click on this. The installation process is pretty simple. There's nothing to select. You'll be presented with similar screen like this, except yours will be empty. You'll be able to download a new project file from GitHub. One thing you gotta make sure to do is log in. You can see I'm logged into my GitHub account right here. Having the login will allow me to update and download things that might be private for me, and it'll allow me to save any progress I've made locally to the cloud. There will be a separate video on how to actually download and upload things using GitHub Desktop, but all of this should be enough for you to get started and create projects with Unity.